give us a countdown for that. Can you do a different live timing? All right. Shoot me the link.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a recruitment race here for the SimRacerHub.com Xfinity Series. My name's Tyler Dittmer, joining the booth this evening with Brady LaBeouf. Tim Hammond is our producer this evening. Brady, another day, another week, another recruitment race for an Xfinity Series we're trying to get in here in the NASRA family of racing series.
Absolutely, Tyler. It's been we've kind of done this a couple of times, and we've had some momentum with it in the past, especially just a year ago. It seems like we were trying to get this going, so we're going to try to give it another shot. Instead of Thursdays, we're going to try Tuesday nights. It seems like we've gotten a little bit more feedback on running on Tuesday nights. If you remember, we used to run a little truck series, a mini series on Tuesday nights. So we're going to switch gears here and try to get this Xfinity series going on Tuesday nights.
Yeah, we're going to try and get something new here. We always talk about how well the NASRA series does regarding truck series. We generally are very successful. We have two very healthy truck series. The Friday Night Concerns of Police Survivors truck series, now in their 7th season, Brady. And then you also have the DSR Electric now truck series in its 3rd season on Monday nights. Very healthy fields, full fields most of the time, even late into the season when we have our playoffs. But trying to expand our horizons, expand the type of racing we're doing. And Xfinity is definitely a fun way to do it. I think these cars drive much differently than the trucks do here, especially at Auto Club, Brady.
Yeah, and Auto Club's such a fun track. I mean, we just finished up racing here for the championship in the DSR Electric Truck Series, like you just mentioned on Monday nights. And I mean, the track's worn. It's a lot of racing side by side. You were running the high lane. I was running the low lane. It was just fun racing. So we got away from Daytona, and we figured we go out west to Auto Club.
Yeah, it should be fun. As you see here, this is Matt Garrett, your pole sitter, that 19 machine. To his outside is the 048 of Scotty Estep, as they're going to lead our field to green here this evening. It's going to be 40 laps, 75% fuel, one fast spare for these drivers. Green flags in the air here at Auto Club. And a little bit of wheel spin there in the back, Brady. Something we may see here more and more, is considering this is a day race in Auto Club.
Absolutely, and you'll see them fan out, starting to get a little racy and dicey going into 1 and 2. It's interesting to see with these Xfinity cars. I don't drive them as much as I'd like to, but they tend to get really loose coming off the corners.
Yeah, Steve Barnett, one of our regulars on Monday night, already challenging Matt Garrett for the lead here, coming into 3 and 4 this time. That's Steve Barnett, that number 44 Hillbilly bait custom bait correction Brady paint scheme there. And now Scotty Esteve, after a really struggling start, followed all the way back to 4th. He's going to challenge and try to get 3rd away from, I believe that is Dominic Scafidi. So already some side-by-side action early on, but again, pretty early still.
Absolutely, and they're coming in here. I mean, really clean start, really clean racing so far. I just like seeing these cars go around right here, but it looks like the high side's the way to go, Tyler, early on.
Yeah, I noticed that. I'm doing a little bit of laps of preparation. The high lane seemed to be, the car just seemed to handle better after the first lap or two. Kind of just settled in. Didn't get as loose as it did on the bottom coming up the hill. But I think you're going to see the outside lane prevails. You got 3 wide here, further back in the pack. Really just solid racing early on. The guys are being very patient, very respectful. And that's something you kind of have with these Xfinity cars.
Yeah, typically we run 200-mile races here at NASRA. These recruitment races, a little bit in, mini session for the guys just to get kind of acclimated with how we, do things around here, the rules and whatnot. So it's just a 40-lap race tonight, 75% fuel. I believe they can go about 28-ish laps maybe on fuel, maybe a little bit sooner than that. So they're definitely going to have to make a pit stop. So play a little bit of strategy into this race, Tyler.
Yeah, first 5 currently kind of running that 2 lanes off the bottom, a lane and a half off the bottom right now. Matt Garrett's kind of pulled out to, I would say it's about a half-second lead right now over Steve Barnett in 2nd place. But really, drivers just being very patient right now. You see Matt Garrett jumping up to the high side. Everyone jumps to the high side in 1 and 2, but I think you're going to see that lower line in 3 and 4.
Absolutely, and he comes down the back straight away. Steve Barnett's still following. It's going to be interesting, Garrett. He's kind of pulling away from the rest of the guys. I know they're going to be using the draft, but it's going to be interesting to see. We know that the tires are going to wear off, so we're going to have to definitely check back in the gap once we get to around lap 15, lap 20. See how it is with the tire wear. See some of these guys. I'm looking at Tyler Daniels, Ray Radford back here in the pack running. Outside the top 10, if they're saving tires, if they're going to be able to make a run as this run goes on.
Yeah, and considering how clean it is right now, we may have to see green flag stops, and that's going to really affect how some of these drivers handle getting on to pit road, getting off of pit road, and cold tires with how hot and slick the track is going to be a really big challenge. Something we saw a lot of drivers actually struggle with when the Monday Night Series came here for the championship race was how effectively you can get to pit road and how effectively you can get off of pit road. That's going to be something that these drivers have to look forward to later in this race as you get around. I think you may see drivers just split it in half, 20 laps.
Yeah, I mean, that would pretty much be, one of the things that I always look at, Tyler, is I look at splitting a stage in half. You kind of, want to keep an eye on if you're running top 5 what the other guys are doing. You don't want to necessarily stay too far out away from that pit strategy with them, but it's just like you talked about getting on and off pit road earlier. There's a lot of time that can be gained getting on this pit road by using, kind of cutting off that access road right at the beginning of it. So we'll see how it goes, but so far, I mean, I'm really impressed with the guys the way they're running.
No, it's been clean, respectful racing so far. For those of you, unfortunately, having a little bit watching at home, we're having some issues with live timing and scoring, but right now, I can say that Matt Garrett and Steve Barnett, the gap between them approximately 0.6 of a second. Hasn't really changed much the last 3 laps. We're here on lap 7 of 40 now. Kind of just balanced out the pack is. Furthest driver, I mean, Ray Radford's furthest one off the pace. He's 7 seconds off of all cars running, but everyone else is within 4 seconds of the leader, Matt Garrett. No one really is being left too far behind. As we see now some more cars running that fence and a little bit less on the bottom here in 3 and 4.
Yeah, Tyler, and I could see the timing right here at the line. Matt Garrett's the 41.1s, and Steve Barnett's 41.1s. But that last lap before, I was kind of keeping an eye on this. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, it looked like they were about a 10th or 2 faster as we see a change of position for that 3rd spot.
Yeah, that's going to be Dominic Scafidi in the 22. Now we have interesting timing scoring, but Dominic Scafidi, the 22, that yellow car all the way on the outside, he was in the wall. You can ignore the hour 24 remaining in the top. There's approximately 32 laps to go this time by. But now we at least have timing and scoring there for you all up top. A lot of timing and scoring, that is. You get all the information you want here for the viewers at home, Brady. But, Matt Garrett's already come down pit road. Matt Garrett is on pit road. I think he may be pitting at the first opportunity. So already a huge shakeup. Leader is down pit road, Brady.
Yeah, just kind of touch base. We got Tim Hammond producing for us tonight. He's not a regular, but he's just coming out helping us out. He's under the weather at home, so maybe he can get that timing kind of slowed down for us at the top, get that speed cut down. But hey, this is why we do recruitment races, Tyler. We got to get all the kinks and bugs worked out. So when we do start the season, it's a 15-week season for this series instead of our 25 weeks that we run in the truck. So we're gonna do some, mini, maybe 10, 15 race seasons, kind of, just build up from the ground up. I'm committed to it. I want to see it grow, and just like the other series, if you remember, Tyler, when you first joined NASRA, you and myself, we were running, 15-week seasons, and we built it all the way up to 25-week seasons, so maybe we could do the same thing here.
Well, a bunch of drivers followed Matt Garrett down pit road, including Steve Barnett, Tyler Daniels, and a couple others. Some getting fuel only, some getting tires. Steven Bryan's on pit road as well. Scotty Estep takes the lead. He'll lap everyone who came down pit road. But interestingly enough, Matt Garrett started a pit stop and then has disappeared from the session. So unfortunately, it looks like he's already out of this event. Interesting to see, though, those drivers going a lap down. Something we don't normally see happen as often with Auto Club, depending on, the gaps they run, Brady. But with these faster Xfinity cars, I think you're more likely to see that here.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, and, it just, like I said, you couldn't ask for a better start, this race. I know we're, 10, 11 laps into it, but, I mean, just a great, no issues for the race admin. It's making Kyle Hess's job very, very easy for a recruitment race because, you got to watch with these recruitment races. Sometimes you got to, you got things that happen on starts and whatnot. You got to give a fast repair. But so far, we don't need fast repairs. So hopefully we can kind of keep this momentum going as we continue to do these recruitment races.
Yeah, it's been clean and it's been respectful so far, Brady, as we continue on here with less than 29 to go. Brady, I do want to take this time, though, since it is Thanksgiving week, obviously the hot lap will not be going this week. Should hopefully have it back next week. I know I'll be available finally, Brady. I don't know about you. But I do want to take this time to point out a few things for those of you who are new to NASRA, who are watching for the first time this Xfinity Series recruitment race. Couple things about the NASRA here at NASRA 360 Racing Network. We have on Monday nights, obviously, the contact here in the back of the field between 22 and 27. As I was going to go on whole spiel, we got 4 wide there, Brady. It's getting tight.
Oh, very, and they're bouncing off of each other going down the back straightaway. Surprisingly, though, it looks like they're going to make it through everything. Wow, that was some great driving right there by Bo Tiffany and those other 3 drivers that were involved in that. That could have been a lot worse than what it was, but, they kind of sorted it out, and they're going to keep on going under green flag conditions.
I don't think we're out of the woods yet, Brady. 3 wide here. Everyone kind of fanning out, taking every lane, every bit of racetrack they can get here on the front straightaway here. And then they get single file. Bo Tiffany stuck on the bottom. Everyone else going to the high side. Looks like another driver there in the, I want to say, is that the 15 machine there on the bottom, also ripping the bottom. But Steve Barnett, fresher tires now coming up through the field. That's that 44 orange and white paint scheme. You see he's on the bottom. Brand new. It shows him number 7, but showing 44 on our screen for all those viewing. Fresh tires. He's the first one to pit. He's trying to unlap himself right now, Brady. So he's trying to work through this big group of cars as quickly as he can.
Yeah, and it just goes to show you, how great, fresh tires are. Because, man, he just kind of ripped the bottom right there. It's stuck. And he comes off the corner in front of this whole pack right here. So Steve Barnett will be running this series. He signed up full-time for it. He actually signed up, and he's going to be in the 42 machine. I'm sure he's going to run the same paint scheme. That's usually his sponsor and everything that he runs. So, great job of making time right there for Steve Barnett.
No, very, very efficiently getting through that group of cars in about, I would say, maybe a lap and a half, Brady. He's going to go chase down the leader and try and unlap himself here shortly, but It'll be 25 to go when they cross the stripe this time by, for all those viewing, that's lap 16 out of 40, 25 to go here. And I think if you're everyone else, you're kind of just running out for that halfway point where you're going to run it all the way dry and just get a splash of fuel. But if you're Steve Barnett, you have the fresher tires, you've already pit, you know you're good to the end, you got to make up as much time as you can here now.
Oh, absolutely. Especially, you don't want to see a caution come out, and just get stuck back there because then, they're that's the gamble you take, right? When you pit this early. I think it's a great move. I don't not like the move. So hopefully we'll see how it kind of pans off. Kind of interesting to see how some of those guys kind of came down the pit road that were running good, just disconnected from the server. But yeah, back to your point about the podcast. Yeah, we'll be off this week. Holidays, family time, and we'll definitely kick it off back there. I will be coming back from out of town that Thursday, but I should be available, and we'll definitely have to get a podcast going, especially with week one starting next week for the DSR Electric Truck Series on Monday night. Daytona, our big old crown jewel race should be a great showing.
Yeah, it really should be, and I'm very excited to see how that race unfolds. Obviously, you know me, Brady, not a big fan of super speedways, but always a show when we go to Daytona, especially for the season opener. Can Robbie Richards three-peat for the DSR Electric Truck Series season openers at Daytona? That's what we all want to know, and that's what we'll all find out next Monday.
Yeah, and I'm pretty interested to see if somebody's going to win the, we got Chris Blanchard, Joey Stires that won those dual races. If one of those can be the first guy to win the dual race and win the big Daytona race. So that's another thing to keep an eye on.
Yeah, and watch out for just really everyone throughout the field, a big field, a bunch of full-time drivers signed up. Really, who those part-timers are that sneak into the field because of a full-timer not being able to make it. Keep your eye on Huck Wigington. The man is a survival artist. If he gets in that field, and as I believe he was the top part-time finisher in the second duel, he is the guy to keep your eye out for a top 5, a top 10, because he just knows how to survive super speedway races.
Absolutely, and we're on board. Well, we're on board right here with Caleb Bloom right here. He's running second place. He's trying to run down the leader. I'm kind of interested to see when these guys are thinking to go down pit road. I know they're still making decent time, but running two different lines, as you can see right there. One's running the high line, one's running kind of one lane off the bottom right there. As you see him fighting that wheel, these cars get very, very loose when you're coming off the corner, and you kind of just got to play with the throttle a little bit, Tyler. But definitely fighting that car. It seems like interesting to see if he's going to pit soon, as it looks like he's turning the wheel to make the car rotate. And man, hopefully, yeah, as you see right there, he's just fighting it.
Yeah, it's really not that much steering input, though, Brady, as I'd expect this late in the run. We are now on lap 20, halfway through the race here. It's important to note, actually, of drivers who have already made pit stops, Tyler Daniels is actually ahead of Steve Barnett here by about 0.4 of a second right now, but Barnett has been running him down lap after lap, and I believe he's actually trying to make a pass on Daniels. He has made the pass on Daniels up ahead down the road, so slot Steve Barnett in as the first driver who has pitted. He's now just under 38.5 seconds from behind your leader, but your top 8 still need to come down pit road at this point, Brady.
Yeah, and we see Tyler Daniels get into the wall right there, coming off of 2. So we'll see if he's going to go down. Looks like he's slow right there, going through 3 and 4. Looks like he's kind of down on the apron off the racing surface. But yeah, I mean, here comes the leader to lap him also. So, as we're going to see our leader right here.
Multiple.
Oh man,
Daniels almost ran him over coming into pit road. That was almost really bad. He did save it, didn't run into the leader, but he almost had another car there that just came down pit road. That was the 3rd or 4th place driver of Xfinity. So now we're going to see how Steve Barnett's strategy plays off. Is he going to get far enough ahead of these guys where when they have these 20 or 10 lap pressure tires or so, how quickly will they run them down? As we see Steve Barnett right now going through 3 and 4, that your leader is in his pit stall, getting 4 fresh Goodyear tires, still on pit road. Right sides are done. He's moving over the left sides now, but I don't know. It's going to be a couple of seconds. getting back up to speed and all that as Barnett flies by. Your leader has just come off pit road now, just clears the cone. We'll see how quickly he gets up to speed. And also, you got to make sure he doesn't cross that white line that you see around the bottom and get a pit road exiting, unsafe pit exit violation. That'd be a really bad way for this race to end.
It looks like he's going to be, yep, he should be clear. That's Scotty getting off a pit road right there. Steve Barnett, I'm interested to see. We're going to have to wait for these guys to get a full lap in with these fresh tires. I know Steve Barnett was running 41.5s that last lap, so we'll see how much time he's behind and how much faster, because we know he's going to be faster than Steve Barnett. And if he's going to have enough time, it's going to look like 17, 18 laps to go if he can catch him or not.
Yeah, 17, 18 to go. I mean, these drivers have a lot up in front of them. Right now, though, you're looking at, Steve Barnett, your race leader, but then we have further back on track, Scotty Estep, who was the race leader, has just unlapped himself around Bo Tiffany, so that's another step done for him. So if caution does come out late here in this run, he's not stuck a lap down, doesn't have to get the lucky dog, doesn't have to start the tail end of the field, so. But it will be interesting to see how that gap closes between Barnett and Estep, approximately 8 seconds, I believe, right now, Brady. So we'll see if he can run him down here in the final, about 17 laps.
Yeah, and through this pit strategy with everything, it looks like we have about 9 cores on the lead lap. So they only have that one set of extra tires, Tyler. So they've already used them. So even if there was a late caution to come out, you have what you have at this point. So I know Steve, by him pitting early, he would pretty much be a sitting duck. So he wants this race to go green the rest of the way.
I would say yes and no, Brady. I think you're not as much of a sitting duck as maybe in the past. I think, you can get away with maybe a lap or two. I will say if a caution comes out with like 7 or 8 to go, I think he's in trouble. But if it's like a green-white checkered situation, especially with how late the run-in that, Estep and all these other drivers would be, I don't think it's necessarily as bad for Steve. Really, what he doesn't want is a caution in the next 5 laps, because that gets everyone tracked back together. But these other guys only have 4 laps on their tires. Meanwhile, he has about 12 or 14. I think that would be worst-case scenario for Steve Barnett right now.
Yeah, it's about an 8/10 of a second between the lap times between the two. So definitely do not want it to come out right away, like you said.
Yeah, and that'll be interesting to see if you can run them down here in these final 15 laps here at Auto Club Speedway. Brady, I do want to bring up we mentioned the Hot Lap podcast. Now we have that 15 to go up officially on the live timing and scoring. You and I made some championship predictions for the the NASCAR championships. And let's just say it disappointed me a little bit, Brady. You went 0 for 3. Could not get one.
Yes, very. I'm glad I did not put any money on that when we were betting. That's for sure, because I wasn't even close. Let's just say that.
I was going to say, I think you took Corey Heim for trucks, right?
I took.
I took Road.
Carson.
You took Carson. That's what it was. That one really did not pan out for you. You didn't even finish the race. And then Xfinity, you took Allgaier.
Sam Mayer.
Oh yeah, Allgaier was what pretty sure Cody Knott took. You're right.
Yes. Yeah.
I took John Hunter, so I didn't get that one right. And then Cup, you took
William Byron. Yep.
Yeah. Well, at least Byron kind of had a chance. He finished the race.
Oh, no doubt.
It's not like you took Christopher Bell or anything.
Wow. Yeah, that was definitely heartbreaking for the Christopher Bell fans out there.
Yeah, but a great weekend for Ford after really struggling as a manufacturer all season long, winning all 3 titles with Ben Rhodes, Cole Custer, and Ryan Blaney. Really a big come-behind year for them as an organization.
Oh, absolutely. Ford sweeps it. Just hats off to them for finishing strong. There's a little bit of a dilemma right there in that truck race. As you know, you and I were kind of watching it together, texting back and forth. Man, I just feel so bad. I still feel bad for Grant Enfinger, who I think, had a clear path and should have won the championship. But that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, but I mean, you could argue Grant Enfinger should have won that title just as much as Corey Heim should have won that title before getting absolutely dumped by Carson Hocevar. So Yeah, it's hard to say. I think once Heim got wrecked originally, it was in fingers to lose, like you said. Then we saw what Heim and Hocevar did the second go round. But right now, that battle for the lead is getting tighter and tighter, lap after lap. That's the first time we've seen a step in the frame with your leader, Steve Barnett, coming down the back straightaway. Brady, it's under 4 seconds, and it's falling rapidly still.
Yeah, it was 3.8 seconds last lap. We're going to see the timing whenever they get here at the line. Steve Barnett crosses that line, and here comes Scotty. It goes from 3.8 to 2.7, Tyler. So yeah, he's a second a lap faster. So he should catch him before we get to that lap 40 completion. So and we'll see how big of a fight that Steve can put up here as the laps tick down.
Yeah, right in the last lap, Steve Barnett ran at 42.401, and Scotty Estep ran at 41.298. So the battle is going to come here in the next lap or two, especially once Scotty gets that draft here off of Steve. But it's one thing to catch a guy, it's another thing to pass him.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting. We're seeing them run that high lane. You come up behind somebody, you'll get that arrow tight, that arrow push that we always talk about. Then you're going to have to dive down to that inside line. You don't normally run it. You haven't been running it, so it's going to have a different feel for it when you do try to get under that guy. And even when you get under him and he gets the run coming off the corner, are you going to have enough momentum to make and complete the pass? So I can't wait to watch it because it's going to happen in the next lap or so.
I wouldn't count out the driver running third. Really, the pack from 4th to 6th, 4th to 7th, all under a blanket. John Petrozal has been reeling in the top two, running faster lap times the last few laps than those other guys. Last lap by Steve Barnett, 42.687. Scotty Estep, 41.652. John Petrozal, 41.737. And then the field behind running 41.7s, 41.5. So the racing's getting tight here, but he's right on him. Call it about 4 car lengths down the back straightaway for the lead.
Oh yeah, it's amping up really, really fast. And like I said, I want to see this. Steve's going to try to block the lane as much as he can. He goes a little bit lower than I thought that he would, but looks like Scotty's going to get that run coming off of 4 right there, and he's going to go to the bottom. And this is where I'm interested to see. 1 and 2 drives a lot different than 3 and 4. We'll see if he can get right here and complete this pass.
Yeah, the bumps are pretty bad on the bottom in 1 and 2, in my opinion. That top lane's better, but you see Steve get really tight there in 1 and 2. Scotty just powers through there. Give the lead now to Scotty Estep. That tire strategy not paying off for Steve Barnett here. As meanwhile, you see a big, big group of drivers there from 3rd through about 8th or 7th, all under a blanket and all running each other very, very hard.
Yeah, Tyler, the good thing about these recruitment races is, we like to do them at the tracks that we're going to run, in the real season. So this will be something, it might not be the same conditions, might not be the same race, but at least, Steve can learn from this and maybe apply it to whenever we go points racing for the regular season. And this is amping up right here, this 3 wide battle right here. I've kind of watched them going down the back straightaway on the last lap. They're kind of banging off of each other as we see. Man, it is tight racing right here, and it's fun to watch.
And they're going to catch the slower car of Steve Barnett here shortly, probably in another lap or so. Call it 7 to go. Right. Meanwhile, Scotty Estep has checked out up front. He is flying away. Already a second lead over Steve Barnett in the field. And they are going to catch Steve here in a hurry. Probably next time by, they'll be making their pass. And that's going to really cause a problem, I think, for this big pack, because there's so many of them. 1 or 2 of them is bound to run the similar line to Steve here.
Oh, absolutely. As you see it right here, everybody's fighting for real estate. Man, it's just some tight racing right here. As you see that 11 of Caleb Bloom, we watched him earlier running second behind that 048, and now he's going to be making the pass on Steve Barnett getting into 3 right here.
Yeah, what a move down to the bottom. You see that 27 of Dave Kirkpatrick really sending it in there, as does Bo Tiffany. Tiffany really likes to get to the bottom. Oh, they're going to be tight here off 3 and 4. Oh, Kirkpatrick into the fence behind them all. Contact between Bo and Steve as well. Drivers are beating and banging here late. There's 5 to go.
Absolutely. And, keeping it straight. Not causing any cautions, not causing any wrecks. I mean, This is just some great racing right here, rubbing. And as we see 7 right there, Kirkpatrick trying to, man, I don't know if he got a lot of damage whenever he made contact with the wall. It shouldn't have slowed him down that much, as you see Steve just kind of losing position after position going down the back straightaway.
Yeah, these two want to get by so they can go up and battle for second and third and fourth here. They're going to go to the bottom. Kirkpatrick going all the way down, almost contact between the two. They keep it clean off of 4.
Absolutely. That
Both
was
in
a
the
great job.
wall.
Yeah, that was a great job. Lifting a little bit as you seen the fire coming out the tailpipes. Lifting a little bit, not pushing it so much. You're faster than him. He's going to get him on this turn right here, I believe.
Oh, door slamming, and that's hard into the outside wall. Steve Barnett's 44 machine. And he's going to get passed here by another driver. He's going to fall all the way back. He's a little bit frustrated, but really no other super close battles on track. But you got Bloom and Bo Tiffany, probably the next closest battle for position, second and third. They're going to try and reel in Scotty a step, but I don't think they have enough laps to do it. I don't think they're fast enough to do it. Bo just drives in deeper than Bloom does, but Bo just can't get the same run off the corner. Maybe he needs to back up his entry a little bit, Brady.
I think the battle is going to be for second. I think Scotty pretty much has this race under wraps. I could be wrong if something happens, but I think this battle for second is going to get really, really tight once we get to 2 to go.
Yeah, here we go. Now 3 laps left here in the NASRA Recruitment race for the SimRacerHub.com Xfinity Series here. Trying to get going here on Tuesday nights on the NASRA 360 Racing Network NASRA Family Racing Series. But Bo Tiffany drives it in hard again to 3 and 4. Gets close, then gets a little tight. Call it about 2.5 car lengths now on exit, but you're going to see Caleb Bloom just drive away down this front straightaway. 2 laps to go.
Absolutely. And Scotty, his step is just pulling away. I know that, 1.7 seconds, they're all top threes running the same exact time. So all he's got to do is just kind of coast at this point, hit his marks, and he should be able to capitalize and win this race. I thought Bo Tiffany would make a little bit better of a run. It looked like he was catching them, and now it looks like Caleb Bloom's just going to kind of sit there and control this second place right here.
Yeah, Bo Tiffany seemed to struggle in 1 and 2 last time. Now struggling here in 3 and 4, getting really tight. Caleb Bloom got to probably hold second here. No other super tight battle on track. This is the close battle we have. But out front, Scotty a step gets the white flag. 1 more lap around here. Auto Club Speedway 2-mile circuit. It's not the easiest 2-mile track though out there. I would say Michigan is a much easier track here than Auto Club. You deal with a rougher surface, all the bumps. And really, Scotty's handled it perfectly so far tonight, Brady.
Oh, absolutely. He had the right strategy. No fault at all. I mean, I kind of would have probably, done the same thing he did. I think it was the right call, and it put him out in front, and now he's coming to the line to win this race.
Yeah, Scotty a step crosses the line. He'll win here at Auto Club. And his second will be Caleb Bloom and Bo Tiffany fishing third, Dominic Scafidi fourth, and Dave Kirkpatrick rounding out your top 5. Steve Barnett falls all the way to 6th here as they end the race. Brady, I mean, a really, really clean race. Really love to see what we've seen so far, especially with this recruitment race. It's been really, really solid.
Absolutely. We went caution free, so I mean, you couldn't ask for a better group of guys. I want to say they had 20 in here, so 20, 21. So just a great group, and hopefully they join the series because, that was exciting. I could only imagine if they did 100 laps.
Yeah, get a bigger field out there, but get those those top 6 drivers really ran each other super respectfully. Yeah, they bumped and touched a little bit. Maybe Steve's upset with the fact that he got hit in the door, but for the most part, very clean, very respectful racing, no yellows, and they raced hard throughout. Not much more you could want.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that was really the only, we saw a little bit more bumping and banging at the beginning. And, Steve might be upset, but, you kind of in that situation, it's good that they kind of just raced it out and, they ended up, finishing the race. Because that's what the most important thing, right, is, Tyler, is just finishing the race. So I don't think he might be upset, but coming home with 6th place is not horrible. That would be a good points day if we were running the season.
Yeah, no, for certain, Brady. Just an absolutely solid race all throughout, and just really happy to see the type of talent we can get in here on these recruitment races. Very clean, very respectful, and hoping for the best in the future. SimRacerHub.com series. Again, coming here on Tuesday nights in the future, trying to get enough drivers signed up so we can get the season started, Brady, but a lot of anticipation from the guys.
Absolutely. Right away, we I believe we have 14, 15 guys. We have more part timers that's going to come on board and run part time instead of full time. And that's kind of like what it takes. You gotta get 15, and then next thing you know, you'll get 5 or 10 more. Next thing you know, you'll have almost 40 guys signed up. So
Yeah, well, we appreciate all those drivers who did come out tonight and run with us here in the NASRA 360 Racing Network, SimRacerHub.com Xfinity Series. Brady, again, just giving you the floor to make another final sales pitch for all those drivers who may have been out here and watching tonight.
yeah, just find us on NASRA Racing Facebook and look for us in all the iRacing groups that's on Facebook. We're always posting things, the Discord channel, the flyers and whatnot. So if you see us recruiting for this series, come on out and join us. It should be fun. Like I said, there's 100 people in the Discord already, and that's happened really in the past 4 or 5 days. So just come out and sign up.
And again, we appreciate everyone who tuned in tonight to watch here, and also all those participating. Again, thank you, Tim Hammond, our producer, for finally figuring out the SDK troubles we have, but he got it done. Huge shout out to him. Huge shout out to you, Brady, coming up here in the booth, joining us for a fun race here at Auto Club, and really an entertaining race. And I'm glad we had a lot of fun here tonight.
Absolutely, man. I had a blast with you. It's always fun whenever you and I get to hang out in these sessions and talk. So can't wait to do the podcast with you next week.
Yep. Again, huge shout out to the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series, Friday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network, the DSR Electric Truck Series on Monday nights on the NASRA 360 Racing Network, and the Hot Lap with Brady and Tyler coming at you next Thursday, hopefully. Maybe a little bit later than we usually have been doing, but we'll get one out there for you all to get you caught up on the world of NASRA and NASCAR, and really just racing in general. Again, thank you all for tuning in. Hope you all have an amazing night. And again, congrats to Scotty Estep, the winner of the NASRA Recruitment SimRacerHub.com Xfinity Series race here from Auto Club. Sounds good.
Sounds good. 40 minutes. We finished faster than what I thought we would.
There's no reps.